All right, let's turn attention to the stock market right now and take a look at, of course, the performance of the equities market at the close of Wednesday. Well, the transactions on the trading floor of the Nigerian Exchange Limited closed in an upbeat yesterday as the market capitalization appreciated by 73 billion naira. The all-share index rose by 130.5 points, representing an increase of 0.28% to close at 48,988.04 points, while the overall market capitalization value closed at 26.682 trillion naira. The upturn was impacted by gains recorded in medium and large capitalized stocks, amongst which are Boas, Cement, Nason Allied Industries, Red Star Express, United Capital, and Nigerian Aviation Handling Company. And when you look at the market sentiment as measured by market breadth, it was positive as 16 stocks gained relative to 12 losers. However, the total volume of trades decreased by 45.95% to 88.03 million units, valued at 1.67 billion naira in about 2,832 deals. Let's get talking now and look at the sentiment driving the market ahead of the Utah season. Is Ademola Adabale is head of research Atlas Portfolio Securities Limited. He joins us virtually now. Thank you for your time, Ademola. We appreciate you.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good morning. Just before we get to yesterday's market, what's the market like at this morning?
Okay, what we have is that the market is currently trading cautiously. Like the market has been trading cautiously since last week. Last week Thursday. If you look at what we have last week Thursday, the market was down like last week Thursday. On Friday it was up. On Monday it was up. On Tuesday it was down, and yesterday it was up. So we can see a seesaw movement in the market pattern. So what we see is that investors are quite conscious of the economic situations of the country and are trading cautiously on the equity market. So we know that most of the investors that we have right now are not planning to buy stocks.
Adebola, just a moment. We'll just quickly take a break now. When we return, of course, we get into the conversation again. Please stay with us. Let's continue the conversation now. Thank you for joining us. You're watching us from our studios here in Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital. And this is Business Breakfast. Ademola Adabale is head of research Atlas Portfolio. He joins us talking about stock market and how the market is cautiously trading at the moment. Of course, this started last week. But so talk to us more on this.
Okay. Now, if you look at the market breadth now, you will see that for quite a while now, you see that numbers of gainers and losers has been very close. And when you look at the number of stocks that remains unchanged after the day's transaction, you will see a large number of stocks were unchanged, which shows that investors are looking at other options. And what I can say for now is that most investors are not looking to buy stocks based on if it will grow within a short period of time, but they are looking at stocks that can offer dividend next year. Stocks that they are constant dividend payers. So that is what investors are looking at, because even if you look at the fixed income market, if you look at the 3 years or 2 years, which is about 12 and 3%, you see there are some stocks that can pay such dividend by next year. So what is the essence of waiting for that number of years when I can put my money in a stock that will give me dividend within some months? So that is why we are having the two changes. That is why you see that stocks like Zenith, though they are currently very low, but you see that today the price is going up today. If you look at Zenith, GTB, those stocks are growing, and we expect them to grow more as we draw closer to dividend paying season.
So even though you said that there have been cautious trading since last week, and of course it's still being recorded this moment, If you look at the performance of the equities market yesterday, the market capitalization appreciated by 73 billion naira. So what do you suppose is driving this positive sentiment?
Yeah, it is just, if you look at it now, you look at the industrial sector, and I'm going to mention Boa Cement because it is part of the blue chip stocks in the NGS right now. So Boa Cement is majorly pulling the market right now, and it was responsible for yesterday's growth. Because if you look at the sector performance yesterday, you realize that the industrial sector was the only sector that grew yesterday. All other major market sectors were down, and which was majorly due to growth in Boa Cement yesterday. So I can say that it is Boa Cement that drove the market positive return yesterday. Was the major cause for the market increase yesterday.
So you also have a bit of a medium capitalized stocks such as a United Capital and Nigerian Aviation Handling Company. So talk to us of some of these stocks. How fundamentally strong are they? And would you consider their impact on the performance of the market as significant compared to stocks like BOA, like you talked about earlier? Hello, Mr. Adebola. Can you hear me? Well, I was trying to ask Adebola to talk to us more. The fact that, yes. Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So I was asking you to talk to us on the fact that there were also medium capitalized stocks, like you have the likes of Red Star Express, you have United Capital, and you have Nigerian Aviation Handling Company. So how fundamentally strong are these stocks? And would you consider their impact on the market yesterday as significant, like the likes of BOA you mentioned earlier?
They are equally significant, but when you are looking at the share price of Boa Cement and compared to all these other stocks, is quite low. So Boa Cement has the capability of dragging the market, unlike all these other medium stocks. So they are equally important because when you look at their impact in the market at large, they are making a positive impact, looking at the capital market at large. So there is no stock that is not significant, as to say. But when you are comparing the share price, when you are comparing the share price of bellwether stocks such as Boa Cement, such as MTN, such as Airtel, any gain or loss in any of these stocks can equally drag the market down or pull it up, because they have huge market price. So that is what happened. That was what happened yesterday.
Okay. Yes, you talk about cautious trading earlier, and you also talk about the fact that there's been a bit of positive sentiment towards the industrial goods. Talk to us about investors' appetite to other sectors at the moment. How is it like? How bullish is it?
Yeah, it has been fair. It has been fair because yesterday we have some sectors that grew yesterday, unlike today. And when you look at each of these sectors, and you consider their year-to-day or their monthly growth, yes, or you look at their let me even use year-to-date growth, you realize that most of these sectors, for instance, oil and gas sector had grown 29% this year. And the banking sector too had grown by 0.29 this year. Just the insurance sector and consumer goods sectors that have been down this year. So investor sentiment has been positive towards other sectors, especially the oil and gas sector.
Why is that?
Yes,
let me ask.
The oil and gas sector.
Yes. Why is that? Because we expected that. The event in the global scene, in the international scene, like the Ukraine and of course the Russia war, would have impacted on the oil and gas sector.
Yes, it's a good one for Nigeria, assuming we aren't importing refined oil. You know, Nigeria should be smiling by now, but it's just unfortunate that it is otherwise for our country. Yeah, it's a good one for Nigeria because we are an oil-producing state, and this should actually open opportunity for the country. You know, but nevertheless, when you look at the oil price that has gone, that sold over 130 dollars per barrel this year, which is the highest so far in 40 years. That should let us know that the oil sector has a good perspective, irrespective of what is happening in Ukraine or Russia, because Nigeria is an oil producing state. So we have most of these companies that these oil prices will influence their revenue. I'm talking about those in the upstream sector, those that are refined, that are digging out the oil. So those companies are going to make a huge amount of revenue because they will be exporting this crude oil at a very high price. So it is meant to be a positive one for the country. Even those in the midstream and downstream also are meant to feel the effect, but because of our forex issue and all other issues has been telling on these companies, but they are still doing well. Nevertheless, they are doing well. They are really, really doing well. In fact, they are doing well, except some of these companies that the international oil companies that are divesting. That is the only issue right now. Some of the international companies that are divesting, it should be a positive one for the country because this should be a wake-up call for the local oil to come up and take responsibilities.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was going to ask
It should be a positive one for our companies here because they should shoulder these responsibilities and work and make things work for them. But when these people, they look at the capital and everything involved, they don't want to put their head into it, and that has really affected the sector a bit. But those that are still in it, they are still doing.
Well, I think we're still having a connection problem with Ademola there, but we're trying to wrap it up now. I mean, going forward, so what should we expect, especially it's the fourth trading day of the week, and of course, perhaps you'll give us the outlook for today and the close of the week, how it's going to turn out. I mean, you've talked about the fact that we should expect cautious trading earlier.
Yeah, so today it is, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, so today is likely we have negative sentiments today because if you look at, there are some stocks that are quite high and some investors might want to take a little bit of profits from these stocks, but it should just be a moderate, down, let's say moderate downward trend today. Right, because some of these stocks, when you're looking at Dan Cement, when you're looking at some of these big stocks that they are currently at the 52 weeks high, some investors might just want to pull out. But if I were to be an investor, why would I want to pull out in Dan Cement? Because these are stocks that has good, they are good stocks to buy. But if you are a kind of investors that are just interested in making profits for a short term, they will just look at some of these stocks that their prices are high and pull out for a while, but there are still some low price stocks that they can still put in their money. That's why we are going to see a little bit of moderation today, but towards the negative side. Just a little bit of negativity in the market today. And for the week, I think the market is still going to be positive for this week. Yeah. It's still going to be a positive market, which is going to be the fifth consecutive positive market returns for our local bourse here.
Okay, I think we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time always on the program. Ademola Adabale is Head of Research at Atlas Portfolio Securities Limited. Thank you for coming on Business Breakfast.
Okay, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Have a great day. You've been watching Business Breakfast, broadcasting live from our studios here in Lagos. And after the break, still to come now, we continue our conversations of the Central Bank of Nigeria cash withdrawal limits and impact on individuals and businesses, as experts said that the new cash withdrawal limit introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria will in part perhaps create a kind of cash crunch in the economy. Well, let's see how that goes in our next conversation. We'll take a moment. We're back. Please stay with us.